Hi, my name is Nino Crudele. I am the creator of Merlino and Morgana. In the next 15 minutes, I'm going to introduce you these two fantastic tools. I am the founder of Extreme.ai. I work with government and regulatory organization on very mission critical security aspect. I'm ethical hacker. I am really specialized on purple teaming, which means cyber intelligence, red teaming, and blue teaming all together, specifically in the methodology itself. And what I really enjoy to do is to train and help security teams on using the best methodologies to perform the best activities and the best performances. I'm also Microsoft Security VP since 20 years, quite a long time. I'm international speaker, author, and cybersecurity coach. And in my time, the best things I really enjoy to do is to provide free cybersecurity support to charities and any type of high impact organization like hospital and other things. This is actually the top scope of my job. This is what really pushed me inside this fantastic world of cybersecurity. Everything has been inspired because I mean the battle space about cybersecurity today is extremely complex, especially now with artificial intelligence. We have much more, difficult to protect our companies, and the type of attack are becoming extremely complex in all the aspects. But something I have done during my study was about understanding what actually is the common aspect about this attack, even the more complex. And usually hackers and hacker team organization, they use to attack people, and especially using social engineering, phishing, where it's going to download a malware and so on. So the attack itself is not extremely complex. The point itself is something that I start understanding is just at the end of the things, we use a lot of security technologies everywhere, but most of the time it's just one click is enough to get in. So this is the big difference. And what I think and what I discover in my study is that the most important things is detection. All these things we just could avoid it or just stop it because detection, and most of the time it's just because it's missing detection. I also been inspired by the pyramid of pain and the idea about using MITRE ATT&CK with the concept of pyramid of pain. We know that especially to reach the high top level of the pyramid of pain, we really need to handle with very complex activity, which I like to define as a purple teaming activities. So tactics, techniques, and procedure, which is actually MITRE ATT&CK. For me, MITRE ATT&CK is the Wikipedia of cybersecurity. So inspired by this, I start, pushing my methodology on this world very deeply. And on this, I start creating this methodology. And this methodology has been also mapped with the two tools I'm going to introduce very quickly now. So when we look about purple teaming, we look about starting from very strong cyber intelligence activity, which is going to be to understand about the threat profile, of our company and so on. And it could be even about a solution or an architect. And from that, we are going to do adversary emulation activities, which mean we are going to simulate exactly the technique we want to test on our system in very detailed way. And from that, we get all the output about understanding that our security software actually detect this type of attack. This is going to be, creating a good reporting where we can get everything we need, understand everything we need about detection and what are our gaps, for example, and so on. This is going to be more switching on a blue teaming activity. So we discover about where we have our gap, or where we have detection and so on. The blue teaming itself is able to understand where are the gaps. Then we can actually tune our security system with that. And from that, we are gonna, in the end, having this fantastic purple teaming outcome, which is really giving us a continuous improvement and understanding about what is really good or bad in our company in terms of threat detection. Essentially, the approach is always the same, and is about understanding the threat, define the scenario, validate the detection, measure our gaps, and drive into the improvement. I wanna now jump inside very practically inside the tools. So when we do this type of activity, I was mentioning people use this type of tools for cyber intelligence, many other things even more complex, where we're going to understand about type of group and so on. So inside here, for example, you see we have all the attack group. We can actually filter for that. We can do a lot of activity here. This is more about understanding, I don't know, we are a bank. So a bank is a particularly threat profile, right? So there are hacker groups that use a very specific or quite common technique about bank, because bank, they are quite similar each other, right? So same thing is gonna be very different from an electric company or a gas company and so on. A completely different threat profile, which means completely different, for example, actors groups and other type of information and so on. We have a lot of data about this, and this is everything is inside MITRE ATT&CK. I truly love MITRE ATT&CK. Is I think the best things in the world. I define the Wikipedia of cybersecurity, and I use a lot in my years. And this is what actually inspired me a lot about building these tools. So looking about this, I'm going to introduce you Merlino. So okay, so we have Merlino. Let's pick up a scenario. We like to test, for example, our Sentinel rules and comparing our Sentinel rule posture with most active hacker group working against bank. We are a bank. So let's do this scenario and let's see how quick is working with the Merlino and Morgana. So we load the template from Merlino, and from that we are going to pick up all the data and take all the data from MITRE. Merlino is integrating MITRE directly, so we start downloading all the sticks data set and so on from directly from MITRE. This is going to be much quicker and faster, and with Merlino we can handle any type of version in MITRE. Now we have all the data, and what we need in the first is a technique, of course. And we pick up techniques from Enterprise because we need this at the moment. And with that, we also like to have groups, hacker groups, because we are going to do some cyber intelligence on this. So we integrated also the groups. We can also integrate all the other things, but just keep simple now. So you take you have the idea about what I'm doing, and with that we can start building our matrix in MITRE matrix. So we click in here and we click executing, and this fantastic MITRE matrix is going to be built. The big difference in Merlino, we also have percentages. So in Merlino we are going to control the level of technique coverage, the data component coverage, the test coverage, and cross-pick. For cross-pick is actually cyber intelligence. So we do cyber intelligence, and we have our cyber intelligence result and statistics in line with the other domains. I mentioned you about we are gonna use Sentinel rules. So we are gonna do this. We need the Sentinel rule, and for that, with Merlino, we can integrate a lot of different data. We can also do attack simulation, prepackaged attack simulation, and other things. In this specific example, we need the Microsoft Sentinel rule, so we click import, and this is gonna be a PowerShell file. So we execute this PowerShell file. Merlino itself is not integrating kind of critical resources or other things. The only things in integrating is really read-only all the time. So, but I also like to provide very transparent scripting and so on, so people can just check about what exactly is happening. So we executed the PowerShell, and with that we have a JSON file able to be integrated in Merlino. I should have the link here. No, I don't. Well, with me is this one, copy path. The beauty of the live demo. So import local file, and we get this JSON, and these are actually the Sentinel rule. The Sentinel rule are here. So what you see, what we actually imported, these are all Sentinel rules. They are being configured in Microsoft Sentinel, and they are running. And there is one machine at the moment, is a Windows Server 2022. This machine has been onboarded in Microsoft Defender and is monitored by Microsoft Defender and the Microsoft Sentinel itself. We have all the Sentinel rule here. You can see also with the techniques, everything has been configured by Microsoft and by the blue teaming. And we have the same rules here. So now we have this. What we like to do, we like to refresh the main grid. So we do an update core, and we can see that we start seeing a lot of interesting things. Things just taking color. So what we can do, we can see the percentage of technique coverage around the data components and so on. Some of them are 100%, some other not. We have a feature inside Merlino that we can just click across the color and see what exactly is going on. This is orange because there is a warning. So the parent technique is being set for a coverage, but all the sub technique actually are not existing, are not being set for this rule. So this is kind of vague way to set a Sentinel rule. So Merlino is immediately saying this is something not really correct. Apart from that, you can see there are also other things where we can actually connect and go in MITRE ATT&CK and many other things. So now we have this kind of picture. Later on we are going to test this rule. We are going to create the attack, everything in Morgana. But first of all, I like to do some cyber intelligence. So assuming I have conduct some really good cyber intelligence, and an analyst in coming to me and say, hey Nino, we identify this type of hacker groups and so on, and software or other things. At the moment, we just use hacker groups, and all these hacker groups are really active against bank. This is what is happening right now. So what we can do is we go into the threat group. We have the threat group. Let me order this one. Let's pick up some threat group here, some APT group. They are quite very active groups and so on. And I put in pick equal true this group. And with that, I'm going in my runbook. I choose the type of attribution or approach I want to use as a smart view. Let's do an attribution analysis, which is quite very specific against the group. And I go to the smart view. Then you can see everything start coloring. It's going to Merlino behind the scene is using all the MITRE data and other things, and behind this there is also artificial intelligence running, and is giving me the possibility to see the you can see now the grid is changing completely color. This is giving you in a cross-pick column the percentage of probability to use this specific technique. So if assuming all this hacker group decide to attack my bank, what you see in the cross-pick column are the most high probable percentage of using this specific technique. So looking about this grid, I can immediately see some very interesting information, like all these 3 attacks 100%, and I don't have any coverage at the moment inside Sentinel, which is a big gap now. I can see this one 40%. There is a coverage, which I'm quite happy. There is a coverage, a kind of I mean, the level of coverage can be even correct. This one, we really need to get inside and checking about the technique and sub technique we are going to use, and that's okay. We are going to test them later on. But important things are these kind of things where we have this 100% and no coverage at all. This is not good. With that, we also have different type of reporting. One I love most is this radar report. It's giving us the possibility to see from our cyber intelligence saying initial access is the most used technique, tactic, sorry, by all this group. And another nice thing is, apart from all the other data and so on we have in this type of report, we also have the attack coverage. I love this kind of vision. Is giving a relationship between hacker groups, but this is an attack knowledge, so we can enrich Merlino with a lot of information, and this graph is gonna change a lot. At the moment we see a relationship between groups. We can go deep in the information we have in Merlino. At the moment we have techniques as well, so it's going to extend this visibility, telling us a relationship where we can see quite strong relationship between APT 19 and 11 using this specific technique. Very, very useful as nice information. We can use artificial intelligence inside Merlino. We can enrich data inside Merlino. We have a specific spreadsheet inside Merlino, which is prompt book. We have 2 prompt book here, so these 2 prompt book actually going to sanitize the Sentinel rule. So for example, what it's doing is looking about the data inside the Sentinel rule, and inside the prompt is we are asking about, hey, can you give me exactly the technique you think are the best technique related to this specific Sentinel rule, and artificial intelligence model is going to look about all these things. So the good things about this is we can use a lot of different type of models and so on. At the moment I'm using OpenAI. At the moment nothing is being set, but this is not the moment about this demo. The important things is just to understand now that we can use AI in many different ways inside Merlino. It's super customizable and so on. And so now we have all our grid with all the information, everything we need. Another nice report is this one. This is another clustering report. I love this one. So yeah, awesome, with a heat map and many other things. Other things we can do in Merlino is common vulnerability exposure. So we have Merlino is connected with the CV database. We can download the last CV from the last week. Quite impressive how many CV we have in the last 1600. So something we can do is we can test against this CV, for example, or we can even do very interesting things like let's move this one in this way, and let's do another smart view like that. So the good things now, we also have filtered by CV, and you can see we have a 50% probability of this type of CV. So we are gonna have a much more detailed view about this kind of things. We can change the type of this, like in threat informed defense. is this one, or no, even better, I would say, let's go try attribution analysis. Oh, nice. Nice. This is very specific for the hacker groups. So if we go from the largest, we have 100%. These CV are really, really related to the cyber intelligence we are doing at the moment. So you can see there are even few. So we can go deeper and deeper and deeper. We can actually do really, really nice things with that. So we have the Sentinel rule, everything, and now we like to test. To test this one, we are gonna need Morgana. Morgana is a red teaming framework. Is similar to MITRE Caldera. I'm sure you know MITRE Caldera is an amazing framework for adversary emulation. The Morgana essentially is the same concept of MITRE Caldera. So with Morgana, we have agents, and we install agents inside the machine. It can be inside the target machine or in another machine attacking external machine. Essentially, the agent is the hacker. So we decide where the hacker is working. It can be inside the machine or outside the machine, from external, and so on. And inside Morgana, we have a lot of different scripts. I import here 600. We have many more, and we can also integrate a Red Canary script as well. At the moment, everything you see here, this is just proprietary script inside Morgana. Morgana is leading with a package called Excalibur. It's quite fantasy name, you know, it's Merlino, Morgana, and so on. Excalibur, of course, and the community is Camelot. So, and so there is this package Excalibur. There is a lot inside Excalibur, and so each script is essentially, you know, it could be PowerShell or many other things depending by the target machine. Agent itself, they are inside the machine or external, as I said. The good things is we can communicate with the agent all the time as well. So what I was looking, especially, this is the directory of the target machine, because I like to be, you know, very, very fast and very quick working with that. So we have a script here. We can even execute the script directly selecting an agent, and we can just run a script like that. We are executing script at the moment. We can open, we can change a script. We can do or select an agent and do just a run now, or we can use even activate the red teaming. If we activated the red teaming inside, essentially what's happening is we have a group of agent inside Morgana, and many different type of agent, and we also have a group of the agent, red teaming agent, which means if we activate this, what is going to do is all the AI agents start attacking the machine in order to create this specific technique, and he's going to attack the machine until he's getting some decent result. And when he got a good result, he's stopping and say, that is the script I use, and it's working, and I like it. We can schedule and many other things for continuous and so on. So with that, we have a chain, and a chain, you see here existing chain. We can create a new chain. A chain is containing script inside, so we can create a new chain, attack chain. This is going to be like we select a script node we'd like to use, and from that we can start building like with the if then else. I don't know, if the previous script in the output containing system 32, then if true, do this, if false, then do that, and so on. See, he's an orchestrator, so it's quite nice to use and easy to use, very handy, and we can all the time just open something and just test it. Even from here, we can be very quick, very fast and working. This is something what I really love to do it. And with that, then with the chain, we can test the chain. We can test the chain directly from here, or we can even do even more complex things where we can do continuous testing, a very more complex things, what I call campaign. So inside the campaign, we can create a new campaign, and inside the campaign, we can add chain, or which is something, you know, an entire chain, or even script node. Because I like the idea we integrate the script node inside even a big campaign. I don't know, it can be because we want to sleep or do something between one chain and the other, and we can even execute things in parallel. So each of them, it can be adding one chain or a script. We can do more branches and so on. And from that, we can do even here, we can do if then else and so on. Of course, this is not really a lucky choice, but of course, it's something, it make more sense from here, maybe adding this kind of things where we do if then else and other things. You get the point, right? We also have tags, and tags can be related to everything inside inside Morgana, and we can use tags also to administering even access to the script, many other things. And inside Morgana, there is also integration. So we have adapters, we have some vendors adapters. I have created adapters, like for example for Microsoft Defender. At the moment, Morgana is attached to a Microsoft Defender, so we can synchronize all the adapters, and is actually taking all the information from Defender, and you can see all the information here. And this is the power, because we run the test and we have artificial intelligence agent checking all the things. There is so much inside. We also have universal adapter, and we have automation center. This is more for running chain and campaign in automation inside the company. We have this fantastic console about artificial intelligence. I mentioned you about we can use a lot of artificial intelligence inside Morgana, and we can just choose a type of provider. It can be all provider for everything. We have Anthropic, Llama, Azure OpenAI, GitHub, and many other things. I'm using even, you know, Llama, Mistral 7B. I get really nice result for some of the company, especially one gas company. We are using a specific model, so we train specific model for that. And of course, but what is doing artificial intelligence is checking detection. Did I actually detect? Do I have a blocked? It's just being blocked inside the system, or the script is in error. So the big point is when we run the things, we have a test. So we run the chain. Let me run one chain. If I now execute one chain, like this one, I select, this is gonna execute the chain. So this one now is started, is being completed as well. So on the other side we have test. You can see there are tests blocked and so on. This is because there is artificial intelligence behind this. So the artificial intelligence is going to understand about from the output, see if this one is being intercepted or blocked, and also what is the result from Defender itself. In this case, inconclusive, because we also will need to refresh information and so on inside the system. So good things is, let's start here and say, okay, we want to create the test, execute the test, and get all the report and the result. How do we do that? So from Merlino, because Merlino has all the information, the only things we need to do, and because Merlino is fully integrated with Morgana, we just do synchronize chain. Job done. So if we now go to, where is it, Morgana, we have all the chain. So something we can do now is select the chain. At the moment I have several chain, and I can do even select all, run, and execute all. This is executing 15 chains. So At the moment, what I'm doing, let me refresh. You can see all the things are running. See that my CPU now is, is starting running, and of course everything is running here. So essentially all this type of attack, everything are running now in this machine. We are doing pure adversary emulation. In the during, we also producing tests. So Morgana is producing tests, something are running, other are finishing, and so on. So what we can do now is we have data we can work with, and then from Morgana, now it's just for the sake of the demo, we do synchronized test. Now we pull all the test from Morgana, and now we can also open operational report. We can open this one, and now we have this operational report. We can see in the operational report you have visibility about what is running, what is being executed, what detected, what's okay, what's wrong, what is in error, and so on. And so this is great and fantastic. And you can see how long, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, we have done cyber intelligence activity. We created tests inside Morgana. We executed a lot of tests. We are still executing testing, of course, and we have all the results. The good thing is, if we now run runbooks, this one, the update core, we are gonna have a test result. You see here, 100%, 100% execution, and all these kind of things. That's amazing. That's fantastic. So we had 100% execution. However, they are in red. We can see why. Let's go this one. This is because we have a testing error, failure. Amazing. So working from here, we can start going back in Morgana, and inside Morgana we have all the testing error, everything. We can open the script, doing our test, and so on. We can do a lot. So we are speaking about doing purple teaming, very complex advanced purple teaming activity in a super fast way at the speed of light. This is what I really love. So Merlino is a free, no license. You can find Merlino in the marketplace in Microsoft. You can just search for Merlino here on top, and you can find it. Just click add in here. And another is Morgana. Morgana is free as well. But I mean, the nature of Morgana is quite dangerous. So if you are interested about using Morgana, contact me on LinkedIn, and I will be very happy to have a chat. And that's okay. I'm very happy you use Morgana, and I'm also very happy if you want to work in this project, these two projects with me, in Merlino and Morgana, and helping me on everything in my study, everything I'm doing. Very happy with that. So for anything, just contact me on LinkedIn anytime. Just send a message, and we'll be very happy to have a chat. No problem at all. So thank you so much for watching my video, and I hope you'll contact me, because that's my passion. That's it. Bye. Ciao, ciao.